Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bopcast episode 2. Since last week, a lot of things have changed. Westbrook got traded, Kawhi Leonard went to a new team, and Paul George got traded. So let's start off with the first thing. What are your finals predictions? We'll start off with Van Dyk first.
Basically, from the east side, I have either Celtics or Philadelphia making it to the finals, but it's most likely going to be Celtics. I really don't think Philly will work. I don't see any flow to that team. But from the west side, it's either going to be LA Clippers or LA Lakers. That's who I have going to the finals.
All right, so basically Van Dyk just named all the top teams. We asked for a finals prediction, and he just said, it's this team, this team, this team, and then he added a dark horse in the Celtics, which is just Van Dyk. But my prediction is I think from the west, my Nuggets are going to make the finals. They're going to take down LeBron and Anthony Davis, and then Kawhi Leonard will meet them in the Western Conference Finals. I think it'll go to Game 7. Jokic will have improved his free throws by then. He'll hit them, and they'll move on to the finals. And from the East, I really like Philly this year. I think a team with the starting lineup where your shortest player is 6'7" is just going to be incredibly hard to guard. If the Nuggets don't make it, I see Kawhi making it, and if whoever wins the West is winning the finals.
From the East, I think now that Kawhi's gone, I think I have to go with the Bucks, honestly. Just because they lost Malcolm Brogdon, I think they're still easily the favorite because they kept. I think Chris Middleton and Giannis were way more important. I think they can probably replace Brogdon with another ball handler. I think it'll be Celtics Bucks in the conference finals. I think I give Celtics a decent shot actually. Now that locker room cancer is gone. West, I'm gonna go with Lakers. I think the Lakers are probably gonna make it. I think DeMarcus Cousins is a lot better than people are giving him credit for. So yeah, there it is.
All right, just quickly, in my opinion, I think the Philly's gonna make it in the East. I'm a Bucks fan, but I think Brogdon was pretty big loss to us, and I think that from the West, I have the Clippers making it. Just quickly, but moving on, I think.
Wait, before we do, I have a thing to say. I think that as great as this Lakers team with Boogie is, and how great we think that they're gonna do, think of that starting lineup: LeBron at 1, Danny Green at 2, Kyle Kuzma at 3, Anthony Davis at 4, Boogie at 5. A smaller team is gonna eat them alive. They're gonna get cooked by them. And Danny Green, yeah, he's a great defender. He can guard the wing. But you take an elite wing defender who's also good against smaller guards. Why would you take away your best wing defender? You're gonna need him to guard the Kawhis of the world. He's all you have. He's all you have to guard against those top-notch wings. LeBron, he's not at a point in his career where he's willing to put that much effort on defense anymore. And Kyle Kuzma can only literally push him so far.
And also, I liked when the Clippers got 2 games in the Warriors last year. So
exactly.
that's why with Kawhi and Paul George,
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
don't think they're going to lose.
I think people were saying. I think we don't know the starting lineup though. That's the thing.
That's true.
Because Vogel said that he doesn't plan to play LeBron at the 1. LeBron was just. Or I don't know who started.
Who said LeBron plays at the? What is this?
Someone was saying that, and everyone started running with it. But Vogel, I think they did an interview with him, and he said, LeBron's not gonna. I don't think that's in our plans.
Okay.
So I think the starting lineup should be Rondo or Cook, Danny Green at the 2, LeBron, Anthony Davis obviously, and then JaVale McGee at the 5. Okay, I think DeMarcus Cousins off the bench will be a lot better for the team than starting.
I agree. I agree with DeMarcus Cousins off the bench. I think Quinn Cook would be a better point guard just for his shooting because LeBron can take care of the playmaking roles as long as there's a point guard there to run it. So Quinn Cook's shooting would be great. Danny Green would be great at the 2. LeBron at the 3. I love that. Kuzma at the 4 and Anthony Davis at the 5 for me. I think Boogie would be great off the bench, but Anthony Davis' best position is center. And I don't think Boogie at this point, I don't think you need twin towers up there. I don't think you need twin towers to win. So realistically, that's the best lineup.
Right.
That'll be really solid.
But moving on, I mean, we're seeing right now the Summer League. It's pretty cool. I want to get your opinions on who you think is standing out and what teams are going to do well. I have a feeling I know what Van Dyk's going to say. Let's start off with Ronit.
Oh, okay. Obviously, I have to go with the Pistons, dude. Undefeated. Okay.
Second seed. Yeah.
Second seed. I don't know.
How's your Kyrie Thomas doing?
I don't know how it's happening. And listen, guys. Okay. There's a player you probably don't know who he is. He's called Kyrie Thomas. I remember last year when we had the draft, I was kind of disappointed in Bruce Brown. because I didn't really see potential in him. And then I heard while I was driving back that we drafted Kyrie Thomas in a trade, and I was so happy. And now finally, I think he's starting to come out of his shell, dude, because they're finally like giving him minutes. They just shoved him to the G League last year and let Bruce Brown, like, I think he almost like started every game,
60
right?
games. Started 60 games, yeah.
And I mean, I guess
He's doing well, though.
I think they're both good defenders. I mean, obviously, I'm not at practice to see, so I'm sure he must have been a better defender than Kyrie for Casey to play him all those games. But I think Kyrie's really improved his defense, and like he dropped 26 the first game. Bruce has really actually stood out. He had triple-double the other game. We haven't even seen our draft pick, Sekou, who I think could be really good. Todd Withers has been playing really good. Even Costello has been playing good. And obviously, Sweet McCulloch has been shooting the lights out. So, Pistons all day.
It's also, like you're talking about Bruce Brown, he's really developed as a playmaker this year. I think he's gunning for the weakest spot in our rotation with Reggie Jackson. And we just signed Tim Frazier. But I think what we're planning to do is if Bruce Brown develops enough as a point guard, he could be our third point guard. He could help us out there. And Kyrie could be one of our backup shooting guards for Kennard. I think that's really nice. But a standout that people have been overhyping, in my opinion, is I love Tyler Hero. I loved him coming out of Kentucky. But you have to realize he's not playing as well as people think. His team is winning. He's shooting not great. He's getting a lot of points, but he's shooting sub 40, like even like mid to low 30s in this summer league, which is like you see these guys putting up big numbers, but anyone who takes that many shots can't. Tyler Hero can't. He has to prove that he's not a volume scorer in the NBA. He needs to be more efficient, and when he comes, if he's going to compete for the shooting guard spot with Jimmy Butler, he needs to be a lot more efficient than he's being right now.
To add on to both of you guys, I think Bruce Brown's like the best Pistons summer league player right now. Like the way he's been facilitating, I was very impressed by that. I don't think it's Kyrie Thomas. I think Bruce Brown should.
Yeah.
Kyrie had one
He
good
did
game.
solid.
Yeah.
Kyrie did
One
have
The
a
first
good-
game was good for Kyrie Thomas, but
Yeah, no,
And plus, Bruce
okay
Brown's
game.
defense is phenomenal. So
and then the thing with Tyler Hero, it's his confidence. Like he's so confident,
He
and
does.
that's like pretty big for someone entering the league like
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. That's the one thing I don't like about Kyrie. He's
Yeah.
And-
not. I don't know.
Confident about his shots. Yeah.
Rashawn was mentioning this, and he knew I would mention this, but I think Celtics are the best team in summer league. They got seeded number 1. Taco Fall.
They actually do have a lot of.
Taco Fall is amazing. He's not even missing from the paint. Like,
I mean, when you're 7'6",
Like-
yeah.
and his versatility, it's insane. Like, he can actually like.
Versatility. What versatility does he have?
He does.
He's pretty under the under the hoop type of player.
I don't see any versatility.
I
think he's very
know
good.
about-
I think
he's a good player, but I don't know about versatility.
Okay. Oh, fine. Okay, fine. I'll take that back. But I just think he's pretty good. Like,
Besides
rim
Taco Fall,
protector
is there
and-
anyone else?
Carson Edwards.
Carson
Carson
Edwards, I
Edwards
was about
doing
to say,
so
He's got a
good.
guaranteed contract today.
I think he's
gonna be a Celtic
averaging
next
19
year.
points per game.
Yeah.
in summer.
70% true shooting percentage.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is
Celtics
insane.
already offered him a
Yeah,
contract.
he signed his guaranteed contract.
Taco
So he's
Fall.
going to be a Celtic next year, not
Yeah.
a G Leaguer.
Yeah.
That'll
Which is
be
great.
great.
I hope they
That'll
offer
be
Taco
great.
Fall a contract too.
Taco
That would be
Fall,
really good.
I think he'll be a two-way player this year. But in regards to like the Celtics, yeah, that's crazy. Having Carson Edwards as like, I think the fact that he slipped so far was a little. I don't understand what the other teams are doing because at the very least he's a spark plug off your bench. You can provide instant offense, efficient offense too. And yeah, he has defensive limitations being so short. But me and Vanek were talking about this earlier. If you see his build, he's really stocky. Like he's strong and like built for his weight and his height. So I really think that Carson Edwards has a future in the league. And the one thing about Taco Fall that really surprised me was you see the way that dude runs the floor at 7'6". I've seen people who are like 7'1" who can't do what he does. Taco Fall is pretty athletic for his height.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
So you guys talking about the young players in Miami, but
Okay, I just have 2 more players, okay?
alright.
One of them, I really wanted the Pistons to draft last year. Anthony Simons.
I love him,
Anthony
dude.
Simons.
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
he's
wanted
pretty
it.
good.
He really reminded
He's
me of
killing
Markel
it, dude.
Fultz.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's
And
better than I'd say he's better than Fultz at this point. I'd take
Oh,
you see him at the
More
end of that
potential,
game
too.
last
He's so
year.
young.
Who's not better than Fultz?
I think so.
I think
dude.
Fultz is a
He's
good
way
player.
more potential
Okay,
as well.
alright.
He's a good player, but the thing I'm saying is like Simons, he's a great player. You see him at the end of the year last year. They put him into a game. They started him so they
Yeah.
could tank and lose. He drops 36, a triple double almost, and then they win.
Yeah, and in summer league, averaging 22 points, 56% shooting from the field.
Crazy.
Get this, 65% shooting from three.
That's
Yeah, I
insane.
saw that.
And he's a 6'6" guard too. He's
Who's the other
still
guy?
getting bigger. 6'6".
Yeah, and then
Getting
very
stronger.
quickly, yeah. And then a lot of people forgot about this guy, Lonnie Walker. But
love
last year he was pretty solid. He got injured,
Mhm.
but he's been averaging 25% or 25 points a game on 55% shooting in the summer league, and he's a very good he's a very long player.
Mhm.
So he steals the ball a lot. I think Popovich is going to use him very well next year.
So you guys are talking about Tyler Hero, and you guys are talking about there's a lot of young players in Miami. So were you shocked when Westbrook got traded to the Rockets instead of Miami?
We'll see. With Westbrook getting traded to the Rockets, I think it was more of what they said was where does Westbrook want to go? And Westbrook said we all thought he wanted to go to the Heat. He said he was fine with the Heat, but apparently what he told Presti was his preferred location was a reunion with Harden because he felt that would give him the best chance at winning. And any team, I think any player, any superstar point guard would rather play with Harden than Jimmy Butler because Harden's just a better player. And I think that Rockets team is good, but that's a tough Western Conference. And you guys can continue with the Westbrook, but I just want to add on to one thing that Ronit said. He was talking about the Spurs, right, with Lonnie Walker, who I love, by the way. And I think that the fact that he has an extra foot of hair on his head will really help him contest shots, whether or not his arms are up. But with Lonnie Walker, think of that guard rotation. You have Derek White, you have DeJounte Murray, you have Lonnie Walker. That's a solid three guards. But who's gonna start?
I think probably Murray.
Murray at the 1. Who's at the 2? And plus you have DeRozan, who he can play small forward, but he's not defensively
I
big
would
enough
trade
to.
DeRozan to rebuild.
I would too.
I don't know if they
But
will.
who wants him?
Who wants DeRozan?
Raptors.
With that contract, the Raptors might take him back for
Honestly, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors maybe. He's like their.
But we haven't heard
franchise
anything
guy.
about it. The Spurs,
Yeah,
Pop is not really a rebuilding type coach. He's only going to be there for a few more years.
Yeah.
So he wants to win as much as he can.
Yeah. Honestly, the Spurs might make some noise at the bottom of the West.
Yeah.
Like an 8 seed, dude.
There's just
Yeah,
so many
see,
teams
I
in the
don't know,
West. I
dude.
mean, anyone can make noise.
I mean, what's the streak? 26 years? They've been
Yeah.
in the playoffs?
Or something like
That's
that.
crazy. What about you, Vinny?
How do you feel about Westbrook in the West, though?
Westbrook and Harden. I really don't know how that's gonna work. I was thinking, this is my idea. What if Westbrook came off the bench?
Yes, this is what I said.
Yeah.
This is what I was telling Rashawn.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I thought.
that would be
That would be
amazing. That would
right?
work out really well. But
Dude,
I don't know. Right now,
superstars that get paid super
yeah.
well,
Obviously,
well,
that's not gonna
realistic on
happen.
the
But
bench.
the idea of that sounds really good.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Because if you look at the Rockets, what changed from almost beating the Warriors with KD and everyone to losing to the Warriors without KD in 6 games? What changed? And the thing is, number one, obviously they lost some 3-point shooters in Ariza and Ryan
wing
Anderson.
defense.
Wing defense is also probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But then the other big thing that a lot of people might not know is that Eric Gordon
Started.
played. Yeah, he's had to start a lot of games this last year, whereas the year before he came off the bench a lot. So I think if you move Westbrook and give them a huge bench, like a big bench, someone who can handle the ball, score, I think that could work off the bench. But obviously that's not going to happen.
I think if you look at this team and the way they play, D'Antoni's not going to change his iso ball in the last
for
year.
sure.
They're still going to play iso ball. And this is another topic too. How do you think Westbrook fits into this iso ball system? What happened with Harden last year was he kept telling Chris Paul, Chris Paul would say, we need movement in the offense, let's do this, let's do that. And Harden would be like, you can't even beat your own man. Why do I have to listen to you?
Yeah.
And I think Westbrook one-on-one is very hard to guard. I'm not the biggest fan of Westbrook and his IQ, but I think one-on-one he collapses the defense to a point where you will leave that Rockets team will be really good with Westbrook.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, is that enough to beat a team like
Yeah.
the Clippers?
By the way,
Lakers?
Eric Gordon was 2017 Sixth Man of the Year.
Mhm.
But he started 58 games, right?
Yeah. This year he started,
This year he started 58 games.
20
which is the
2017.
problem.
Yeah.
2017,
Sixth Man of the
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Last
What would
year,
what would their lineup even
it'd be
be?
interesting because that's what I'm saying. Last year, Harden, he pretty much bought the ball was in his hands. He was making all decisions.
Because Paul fell
Because
off.
Paul could,
He
yeah.
fell off quite a bit.
But the
last year.
problem is Westbrook is not going to play off the ball. I don't see that happening.
Harden won't
I
either.
mean, I think hard. I mean, that's the only. How else do you think it's gonna work? Like I
It's
think
iso ball. It's like, wait, let me get a shot. If I don't score, you can have it
Yeah.
next
But do you
time.
think? Yeah, but Westbrook's gonna be at the 1, right?
Yeah.
Or do you think Westbrook? I
He's
don't
being at the
see.
1.
Yeah,
There's no
I
way.
don't see.
There's no. They're both just gonna play 1. There's no real like. point
Or
guard.
I think
oh,
Harden's
yeah,
best
that's-
position is
that
the 1.
could work.
They're just gonna alternate when they
Yeah.
get the ball taken up. Like,
That would work.
I don't think that they're gonna have a true 1 with on offense. Like it's just gonna be all statistics. Have 3 guys spread the floor. Maybe Capella for some lobs.
Who won the trade? Was it a good trade for both?
Dude, the
What do you guys
Thunder.
think?
They can that front office has proved.
mean-
Oh yeah.
That front office have already proved itself. They proved that they can draft stars with early picks. And now, not like that trade didn't look that great for the Thunder at first, but if you look at those picks, they have a swap in 26, I think, and they have an unprotected in
year.
25. A swap
Every
in
year.
26, that Rockets team is going to be trash. They're going to have an early pick. In 25, they're going to have like the unprotected. Team's going to be trash. They're going to have good picks. What is that, like 7 for them now?
Yeah.
7?
I think they have 8 first-round picks. In that
Something.
year.
Eight,
Yeah.
that's-
Some insane amount.
Yeah.
8 extra first-round picks. That rebuild is going to be nice.
Exactly. I mean, who won the trade for
You know what?
the Paul George trade? I was gonna ask that.
I mean,
They had a lot.
I mean, the thing is, the Thunder, like, they didn't have any choice. I
Yeah.
think they made the best.
they
of the
they
situation.
did really well
They did
given what they
really,
had.
yeah,
Like,
right?
Okay.
I think Jerry West, like people are saying, like Jerry West is the GOAT. Jerry West is the GOAT. But at that point, like if it's a player power league. If Paul George said I want to leave and I want to go to the Clippers, all Jerry West had to do was like say, sure, I'll give you my promising young player and 5 first-round picks.
Yeah.
That's like he didn't really get that like a good trade for Paul George. He just got Paul
yeah,
George
for
because
sure.
Paul George wanted to come. I don't think it was really Jerry West at that point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shea also. Shea Gilgeous.
Shea is a great young player.
That's a good one.
I love Shea.
Yeah.
If this is how I see OKC rebuilding. If they somehow draft one superstar, that's like set for them. Like then they start trading their picks to acquire another star,
Yeah, that's fine.
and then they bring another like good player in
I
free
say
agency,
Shea's-
and that's it. They
And they
just
already
need
have
one
Shea.
star.
Yeah, Shea. He's
Yeah,
a
and
potential
they have
star.
Shea. Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
potential
They just
star.
need one star, and they rebuild immediately.
And you know what? They might be able to trade Chris Paul for something now. So they might be able to get
Oh, yeah.
even more out of that.
No,
So what do you
I
guys
don't think
think
you'll
he's
get
gonna-
something with Chris Paul. I think you're gonna have to give something up to get rid of Chris Paul.
That's
Also,
what I thought too.
and
Yeah.
also
yeah.
they have Steven Adams still. If they want to embrace the rebuild, ship off Adams to a team that could use him.
Yeah.
Where do you think Chris Paul's gonna go? Where do you think Chris
What
Paul's gonna
about Chris Paul to the Heat? Do you think?
That's
the
what I
Heat-
was gonna ask.
Do you think
guys
the Heat
Heat
could maybe
or-
trade for
The
Chris
Heat
Paul?
would be idiots if they did that. But if you think about it, Pat Riley is so far against rebuilding,
Yeah.
and he's gonna
Because they don't have their 2020.
somewhere in his
Yeah.
deluded mind. He have no picks.
Exactly.
They have nothing.
They have nothing.
Somewhere in his deluded mind, he's gonna be like that. Chris Paul, Jimmy Butler team's gonna take me to the finals, and he's
Yeah.
gonna take Chris Paul with no first round picks. Maybe if the
I
Rockets will ship a few over,
Yeah,
or
I
the
feel like
Thunder
he
will
might,
ship a few
man.
over.
Okay, I'll list out some teams that were interested in Westbrook. What about Chris Paul to Timberwolves?
Chris Paul to Timberwolves.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think. I mean, it
They're
could
all young
happen.
in Minnesota.
It could happen, but I just really don't like Minnesota
in
as
the
a
West.
team.
Yeah, I don't think
How
so.
about Chris Paul the Pistons reuniting with Blake?
I'm down for that.
Lob
Lob
City?
City,
I
Lob
am
City.
not.
I don't think so.
I am not,
He's too
dude.
old. It's a
No.
terrible contract.
Do you want to pay $40 million to a 37-year-old Chris
Yes.
Paul?
What if you get first round
Exactly.
picks with Chris Paul? To take
If
money?
you get first
How
round picks,
many?
if we give up Reggie Jackson and we
Well,
get first
Mike
round
Valeni
picks,
was saying
That's
that
the
2 first round
only.
picks.
That's the only way I would
Tony
do
Snell,
it.
if
Reggie
we get 2 good first round picks for him,
Oh, yeah.
then maybe I'll do it.
I would do that if we
If we
get.
get 2 and Chris Paul, I'll do
I
it.
think a lot of people do that.
Well,
Yeah.
when is Reggie's contract over?
I think
Next year, he's expiring. This year he expires.
And Drummond can opt in for 1 more year too. So
Drummond, I hope.
I don't think he's opting in.
why?
No, he knows he's not gonna get that money, dude.
He's
he
gonna-
has
he
to
wants the
opt in.
money.
I don't know.
He's an idiot if
He's
he
so
30 mil.
unenthusiastic in Detroit. I just
No, he is. This is his
No,
city.
he
No one
wants
else
the
will
money,
pay him.
man.
He needs
Hell
the money.
yeah, hell yeah.
No one else is gonna pay that idiot.
Yeah.
So
Al Horford got
OKC.
25 mil a year.
Hey, did you guys
Yeah,
see those
yeah.
rumors? The Pistons apparently the reason why we didn't make a push for Westbrook, we were evaluating the market but didn't make a push because apparently they think that they're big players in the 2021 market.
I saw that.
They think that they're gonna be like in that market. There's Kawhi's gonna be out. Paul
Yeah.
George is gonna be out.
Yeah.
Re-signing Blake will be cheaper.
Yeah.
We'll have 2 max slots.
But Blake is gonna be what 34.
We can sign him for a 2-year cheap deal.
yeah. Nice
cheap
bench
deal.
player. Nice bench
He's
player.
okay.
Exactly.
But the
he can
sometimes
start.
all
He'll
these
start.
superstars right now
He
are going to
changed-
be older too.
Yeah,
you didn't
yeah.
realize
He
that.
changed
Okay,
his game
Paul,
too.
but you realize Kawhi Leonard's 28 right
Yeah,
now.
that's
2
true.
years he can
And
be
he's very
30.
young. I think
Paul
he's
George is
27.
29 right
Yeah.
now. 2 years he'll be 31. That's straight.
That's still prime, end of prime.
That's still end of prime.
Yeah.
It's for those type of
I
players.
see them heading to the Lakers as soon as their contracts end.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
They want to play for the Lakers so
No.
badly.
Kawhi could have.
Vandy,
for the
both of them
Lakers.
could have played
Yeah.
for the Lakers.
Yeah,
They
but
could have
they-
asked for a
they-
trade to the Lakers.
No, they didn't want to play for the Lakers
Oh,
because they're
because of
under.
LeBron?
Yeah, once LeBron gets old,
Nah,
they
that's
head to the
That'd be
Lakers,
the ultimate,
and they
like, the
You
That
ultimate-
may
still-
be-
Lakers is their primary goal, I think.
I don't know.
Dude,
They
I
just don't
feel
want to
like
be under
that's- okay,
LeBron's
I-
shadow.
Who
Yeah,
wants
that's
to?
what Kawhi said.
Do you really think Kawhi is the kind of guy to go to a market like LA Lakers?
Yeah,
I don't think Kawhi is the kind of guy to go to a Lakers type market or a
No,
Knicks
no.
type market for that matter.
that's the only reason Lakers were in so much consideration for him.
You think
That's
both
what
of them-
everyone thought they were in consideration.
yeah.
Were they?
You
I
think
think
both
they
of
will.
them will go to the Lakers?
Need the Lakers?
What if it doesn't
I
work
don't
out
think.
in the Clippers? You still
like-
think both of them will go?
If it doesn't work out in
Yeah,
Clippers,
like what if they just don't like playing with each other?
oh,
They're
Yeah,
two
well-
players who I can't see not liking playing with each other. They're both willing to be secondary. They're
Yeah,
both
that's
proven.
so true.
They're willing to be secondary options. They're both willing defenders. They're both great 3-point shooters.
Oh yeah.
They can both play on, off ball. They have, and then they still have that team with that's an all off defensive first team
Yeah.
lineup right there. That team.
It's nice.
You think they'll start Harold this year? I think
No.
they should.
I don't think they
no
will.
way.
Who
You
the
know,
hell's
Ibaka, Zubac.
Zubac?
Yeah, probably.
Really?
I would rather have.
Lou Williams
but
and
that's what
Montrezl
they're-
were almost 6 men of the year. Both
Yeah,
of them.
but the thing is,
I
Harold.
love the bench Harold
But the
is
thing is,
good,
Zubac
too.
is more of an offensive-minded center than Harold, and they already have enough offensive firepower on their starting lineup.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
why I
my-
think they might as well bring in Harold.
That defense on the starting
Dude,
lineup
that's
is
an insane
Think
starting
like
lineup.
every player is like a two-way player, pretty
Yep.
much.
Who would they be? It would be
Beverly. I
That-
think.
Not Lou
and also, Paul
Yeah,
George
not
is
Lou
apparently
Williams.
taller than Kawhi. He's apparently 6'9".
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
realize
he's
that.
like
So
6'9".
Paul George is gonna play power forward.
Yeah,
Kawhi's
that's fine.
small forward.
Oh, really?
Beverly, and then let's say Harold. Who's their shooting guard? Shamit,
Yeah.
because Lou Williams is gonna come off the bench.
For sure.
Shamit's a great player
Shamit's actually
too.
a decent
I love
defender.
Shamit.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess we're moving on to this. I mean, the last thing on the list is Pistons future, I guess. So go ahead.
Pistons
I guess that's because we're all fans. Go ahead.
So I can start off with this. I really, really liked our draft class this year. I was hoping, we drafted Kevin Porter Jr. We were all watching the draft together, and as soon as they announced Kevin Porter Jr., we were all so
We
happy.
need to release that video
But-
on Bopcast.
Yeah, we
Oh,
might.
well,
Oh, yeah,
snippet.
Depending on how many views we get on this one, we might release that little snippet.
Yeah, to our
but-
19 subscribers.
Mhm.
How many? Depends on how many.
But
Oh, 20.
I really,
26,
if you've been watching the summer league play, which I know is not the most exciting,
They're
if
good.
you've seen Davidas Savidis playing, when he does play, he's actually so silky. He always
Really?
makes the right pass,
Ooh,
and the
I like
first
that.
2 games. He was shooting 100% in the first 2 games, making his threes, making a shot. He only took 3 shots, but
I like
3
that.
for 3. And I really think, give him a year to adapt to the NBA. He's a smart player. He can play. He can start. He can come off the bench, play the 2, play the
I
4.
really like.
I'm just excited
Play
for
the 3.
Sekou.
I think, and Sekou.
I
I
want
think
to see him
give him
play,
2
man.
years.
You think
I
he's
think
gonna
he'll be a
play today?
stud.
Because we're
there
playing
is
in the tournament,
first
right?
tournament's today, 8:30 p.m.
Brooklyn?
Eastern time
Yeah.
for us.
I'm most glad that we didn't take Nasir Little. That dude is Stanley Johnson 2.0.
Exactly. I don't know how he's
Brickley
doing right
Johnson
now.
2.0. He's doing bad. He's shooting. He's getting
Really?
4 points a game, and all the Portland fans are falling in the same trap that we did. They're like potential defensive stopper.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
What
Oh,
happened to
yeah, the same.
LeBron dropper
LeBron.
stopper?
We know
Stanley?
that.
Yeah, we know
yeah.
that 4 years ago.
We
had,
We
like,
know
the
that
best
doesn't
team.
really work out.
Oh my god. But yeah,
I really think
apparently
this Pistons team has a future.
Sekou was such raw talent apparently,
Uh-huh.
and they're
He
just
does.
hiding him for a while until they can. I honestly thought they were hiding him for like a Westbrook trade on it, but I guess not.
hell
I guess
no.
not. I guess not.
Hell
Is he
no.
playing in the playoffs today?
I wanted to.
No, I don't think he will.
Why not?
I don't know.
He was almost ready to go 2 days ago. So.
Thing is,
think
like
so?
they're not trying to risk any players. Look what happened to MPJ. He
No,
got
but-
injured
but
practicing for the
he wasn't
summer
even that
league.
injured, and it's been like 3 or 4
It's because
days.
he's
Yeah.
fine to play. Nuggets just want to take 0 risks at this point. He injured
Zion
his knee.
too. Zion too.
Okay, no,
They're-
Zion.
Zion.
I'm getting really scared about that guy. The way he, the ferocity with which he dunks, he needs to learn from LeBron. The reason why Derrick Rose kept getting injured was every time he dunked, he came down hard and he kept buckling his
and
knees.
Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
Blake, especially.
That's how they got. That's how they got messed up.
He
That's why I
weighs-
think Zion is
Because they
so
bend.
heavy,
But if
right?
you look
He's
at the
the
way,
heaviest
if you look at the
player.
way that
He is
LeBron
special.
dunks and he lands, when he lands so gracefully. That's why he's able to keep his body in such a good shape.
Yeah.
Zion and all
Interesting
these young guys who can dunk ferociously need to learn from him, or else they're gonna fall into that same D Rose
point.
trap.
And I know we were supposed to talk about the Pistons, but speaking of Zion though, when we were watching the game, the Knicks and Pelicans, and God, was I disappointed in RJ Barrett, man.
Overhyped.
I mean, I didn't really have the highest expectations for him, but he just his decision making is just so bad. I mean, I remember a play where he was coming around. There was 2 people at the rim, and like someone was wide open in the corner for a three, and this dude tries like an underhand like scoop layup. I mean, if you watch the Duke games, I mean, he also played a lot of hero ball there too. People don't really know. Maybe Krzyzewski wanted that, but some people are just saying like that's just
efficient at Duke too.
That's just his alpha mentality, and sometimes it's just like it just gets the best of him, dude.
It's
Like,
looking
speaking of this hero ball, he like if you look at the difference between him and Tyler Hero, they actually have quite like even though they both shoot inefficiently, they're really different in the way they play. Because Tyler Hero's taking smart shots, coming off screens, popping threes, and when he needs to, he defers the ball. It's like look at Kendrick Nunn. That dude's been going off because Hero's been giving him the ball. He's been getting assists. I'm really getting worried that we might have another stat sheet stuffer in RJ Barrett. Westbrook 2.0. With less athleticism?
For sure, he's not going to be a great shooter.
He needs to get his IQ up.
Iggy's looking
He's the
better.
next
And
Andrew
Iggy
Wiggins.
is looking. He dropped 30 points the other day.
Yeah.
At least he can. At least somewhat Barrett can pass the ball. Wiggins is like a next level of incompetence. Dude.
Yeah.
Like
Well, the problem is
so much talent.
Wiggins
all
had
wasted.
space to develop, right?
Yeah,
Like
he was doing really well until an injury. I think.
Knox
He was averaging
plays
like 20.
Oh, I love
like
Knox.
a similar like
I love
style
Knox,
and
yeah.
position to RJ Barrett. I don't
RJ
know.
Barrett
If,
could play the two or
that's
pick
the thing.
guard.
it'll be interesting to see how many minutes he actually gets next year.
Yeah.
He needs to explore his playmaking ability because when I see him play, when I saw him play in Duke at least, I really saw like a Luka type secondary playmaking ability where if he plays smart and he trusts his teammates, he gives the ball up. But the problem is in the summer league, I think he has that mentality where he thinks he's better than everyone else, so he doesn't need to. He can just
Yeah.
take those shots.
And-
Just like on Team Canada, if you look at it, he was and when he played in Canada, he was their entire team. He was that entire country.
Team. Oh yeah.
So he's been like raised that I was better than everyone else, so I have to take these shots.
Ben,
Yeah.
you got anything for the Pistons future or Celtics future?
Celtics future. All right, let him talk.
Celtics future. I don't know. I just want to see how this season goes. Like, I really think like we can actually make the finals this year. I really hope Kemba Walker fits our system. I wasn't too thrilled about the signing, but I'm never gonna go against Danny Ainge.
I don't think he was there.
But hopefully he fits in the system, and I think if he does fit in the system, we're going to the finals. And I don't really care about the future. I want to win right now.
I don't think he was
And
there.
take
Are you
down-
in the finals.
Huh?
I honestly, I think I know I said the Bucks, but I would not be surprised at all if the Celtics were to make the NBA Finals. I think that besides the Bucks, I'd have them number 2.
Look how close they were 2 years ago.
And
Like, last year was just their bad year.
Exactly.
Like,
I think
just,
Kyrie and Hayward just totally threw off their mojo.
I mean,
their
Hayward
style
can,
of
Hayward
playing.
Hayward
Their
can
style of playing, you know.
become better.
And like
yeah.
I think
Jason Tatum had a sophomore slump.
yeah,
We can agree
and
on
I
that.
think I don't know about that, dude. I people have been saying Jason Tatum has been disappointing last year. He's been like he's not lived up to expectations. But realistically, like how much better do you think he could play? He averaged like what 16 points a game,
yeah.
15 points, so it's
Yeah.
like 16, 17 points a game.
But I think he had a better like first year than
Potential.
second
But-
year.
He also had better
But
potential.
look at the situations that they were playing in. His first year, he had almost no like he was their scorer. I mean, with Kyrie gone, with Hayward gone, he was their number one option for scoring the basketball. And Jaylen Brown had a great year that year too. Actually, people were saying he might be an all-star. They were trying to argue that he over Drummond, yeah, and Horford. So, so I think like I don't think he dropped off at all last year. I just think it's just like something that just happened because of just the Celtics getting back Kyrie and getting back Hayward, you know? Like, I think if the situation was... He was a victim of the situation, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if he still got the same amount of confidence and ability to just shoot whenever he wants, and if Celtics were playing more as a team rather than Kyrie whining in the locker room, throwing blame around at different players, I think, like, the next year Celtics team without all of that, I mean, they're going to be dangerous for sure.
And
And
Especially
Sixers' number one weakness is the Celtics. They
Oh,
do
yeah,
so bad
for
against
sure.
the Celtics.
If the Celtics are playing the Sixers, I mean,
Brad
they have
Stevens
no
preps
chance.
them so well against the
Yeah.
Sixers.
All right, fine. Before closing remarks, I
And
just want to hear some like bottom teams that you might be surprised.
Ooh.
I want to hear that. For the
Bottom-
West End,
What do you mean?
West
What do you
End.
mean? Bottom
Like
teams
people
that-
that didn't make the playoffs, you think are gonna make this?
I'm
year?
excited for the Bulls. I think,
Really?
yeah. I want to see how well Bulls do this year.
I like the Hawks, the Hawks, and I think the Pelicans.
Oh yeah, Pelicans obviously.
Pelicans.
Everyone wants to see how Pelicans
mean,
will do.
The Pelicans have just
They're very well.
it amazes me how much like it shouldn't be humanly possible for them to have that much like young talent. I mean,
Plus JJ Redick and Drew Holiday at the guards. That's amazing.
I
Yeah.
honestly think the West.
JJ Redick.
Oh, by the way, that center they have, Jackson Hayes, he's doing outstanding right
He's
now.
great.
Oh, yeah, he's
You know
done
who else
really
is playing
well.
well? I think his name is Frank Jackson. I think he's a guard. Frank Jackson, right, from Duke. He's only 21 years old.
Oh.
He was injured most of the season last year. He went off during the next year's Pelicans. He's been really consistent. I mean, he looks like a silky shooter. He has really nice handles. And not to mention Nikhil Walker-Alexander. Has anyone paying attention to him? He's been averaging 17 a game or
He's
18 a
doing well.
game?
He's doing well.
I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah. I mean the Hawks. I mean, just because they have
Yeah.
so much talent.
You can close your remarks.
Closing remarks for what?
Anything, just
All right. I have
Go
to say,
Celtics.
go Celtic. No.
Yeah.
I have to say for the Pistons though, just really quick. This might be a closing remark. For the longest time, I wanted the Pistons to rebuild. Ever since we traded, right before we traded for Blake Griffin, I thought it was a terrible trade because I thought we should have blown up the team right at that point. And we might have gotten a good player at 14, or maybe our pick would have been lower or higher without Blake Griffin, right?
Huh? Our pick turned into Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Exactly. So, and it might have been even better if we didn't have Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
So, it's tough being a Pistons fan, guys. It's tough being a Pistons fan
But
because
honestly, they're kind of rebuilding and doing pretty well. I'll be honest, the summer league team is impressing me a lot, and
here's the problem though.
Blake impressed probably everyone.
Here's the problem. We have, I agree. We have some pretty decent, some pretty good young talent. But think about how our team is going to look next year. What did Stefanski say?
Definitely Reggie, Blake, and Drummond.
Reggie, Blake, Drummond.
Luke Kennard,
What we've been doing.
Luke Kennard.
Okay, Kennard looked like, if anyone watched the playoffs last year, Kennard was our best player in the playoffs. Easily.
16 points per game.
And he might not even start this year.
He will. I don't think they're gonna put Bruce.
I think they'll start Snell.
No, I think they might start Bruce on us to do a shocker. They love Bruce.
What I'm saying, well, maybe.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is they just don't make smart lineups. It's just they don't know what's happening. It really baffles me. Okay. I mean, Bruce and Kyrie should be guards. Bruce should not be playing. I don't care how bad our wing defense was. Bruce should not be playing as a small forward. Okay.
Yeah.
I think if we played the proper way, we start Bruce at the 1. We start Kyrie at the 2. Or not start.
Oh, come on.
Not I take that back.
Come on.
Coming off the bench, I mean.
Luke Kennard can start shooting.
Play Bruce at the 1. That's what I meant. Play Bruce at the 1. Play Kyrie at the 2. Let Kennard play the 3. We need to develop our future team, okay? This team is not going anywhere. Think about where this team is going, dude.
You got something to say, Rashawn?
Think about where
That's
this
not
team.
how it works, though.
Think about how.
That's not how it works.
That's how it works. You need.
It takes time sometimes.
Look at Philly. Dude, who remembers 5 years ago they were complete shit. They were at the bottom of the East.
But they also got number 1 picks.
1960. That's what I'm saying. To be good, you have to be bad. And the problem with Tom Gores is that he just that's just not in his mind because he wants money. He wants to fill the seats. So what did he do? He went out and got Blake Griffin.
It wasn't
He's
that
keeping Reggie Jackson. And you know what? It's going to work. We're going to be mediocre. So we're not going to... I still think we're going to make the playoffs. But what is that going to do long term? We're going to keep being mediocre. We're going to keep getting swept in the first round. It's going to be a cycle that just repeats itself over and over and over again. And unless we just fully commit to rebuilding... I know what you said. Yeah, we do have some decent players. But it's we're half and half. I would say 70-30 on trying to contend. And I don't think a single sane person out there thinks the Pistons will even make the second round. And Tom Gores won't sell the team, but that is honestly the solution here. Because as long as Tom Gores is the owner,
Yeah, that's.
that idiot will not commit to rebuilding.
He just wants money.
Put butts in the seats.
Way to show your emotion. Just finish it off.
That was a Stephen A. Smith rant right there.
As far as closing remarks go, I don't have much to say besides go Celtics.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this week's Bopcast. Make sure to follow us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and YouTube to make sure you don't miss a thing. And if you guys made it this far, whoever can roast Vandik the hardest will get a shout out in next week's Bopcast. That's right, whoever can roast the Celtics bandwagon who thought Kawhi Leonard would come to the Celtics will get a shout out in next week's Bopcast. So make sure to leave your comments in YouTube and Spotify, and whoever has the most creative comment will be shouted out. All right, take it easy, and we'll see you next week.